Salvete discipuli, quid welcome to Grammatica Anglica, that's English grammar, caput unus for stage 1. So let's see what we're going to talk about here. Our objectiva, those are our objectives. First, we want to be able to recognize verbs in sentences. Hopefully you know what verbs are. You can already do this, but we're going to go over it. Classifying them as helping state of being or action. These are important classifications. You'll see why as we get into the Latin. Explaining why a verb is helping state of being or action. Can you not only just pick it out kind of by instinct, but do you understand why? And then creating sentences using each type of verb. This is the highest level. If I asked you to create a sentence with a state of being verb, could you do it? So, Grammatica Anglica, there are many parts of speech in English grammar as well as in Latin grammar, and these are the very, very basic ones. Nouns, verbs, prepositions, adjectives, adverbs. There are many more. I at least expect you to know what these things are, though. If you don't, contact me. I'll get you some resources. Today, we're going to be talking about verbs. And I know you're going, man, grammar. Well, grammar is the language of languages, okay? So it's what's going to allow us to connect English to the Latin so that we learn not only how to just repeat things because we know how it's said and we can hear it and understand it because we know the vocabulary, but also how to create using it and be at that highest level of fluency. So if we're going to do that, what is a verb? Well, according to Oxford, a verb is a word that does an action or state. And those are the key words we're looking for here. It forms the main part of the predicate. That's just the end of the sentence. Note, to have a sentence, you must have a verb. There's no exception. You can't say, I happy, right? You have to say, I am happy. You can't say, Johnny food. You sound like a caveman. You have to say, Johnny eats food. So to have a sentence, you must have a verb. So, verba. Here are some exempla de verba, examples of verbs. Well, sentences containing verbs. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, Milk Duds, his name will appear in here. Milk Duds est meus canis. He is my dog, my meus canis dog. So, that's what's going on there. It's not the candy. Milk Duds eats the furry cat happily. We need to ask ourselves, is there an action or is something being something in this sentence? Because that'll lead us to the verb. Well, there is an action, it's eats, and someone is doing it. Milk Duds is. So it is an action verb. Look at that. We answered 2 questions in 1. We found the verb and we classified the type. How do I know it's an action? Because I can do it. I can eat things. Duo. He is a mini dachshund. Is there an action or a state of being? Is something being something? Well, we don't have an action, but we do have something being something. Remember, is not an action. You can't is, right? I can't get up in class tomorrow and do the is, though if you guys ask me, I'll try. Okay? It is a state of being, right? It's connecting one part of the sentence to the other like an equal sign. These are also called linking verbs. Okay, so if you've heard that, that's what these are. Because he be a mini dachshund. Milk Duds becomes fat. Well, he did just eat a cat, so this isn't really surprising. So what's the verb? Well, it's becomes. Notice how it's becomes. So that's showing a state of being. It's linking Milk Duds to fat. It's equaling that out. I'm going to call this so-bees. Okay? State of being verbs. And, or we can call them linking verbs. I'm okay with either. Quator, 4. He is running to the door. Well, you guys probably already picked out running is an action, right? It's something we can do. But there's also the word is here. So what's it doing? It's not standing alone. Nothing is something else. There's no state of being. But it's working with this running word. So that means that is a helping verb. Helping verbs usually work with action verbs, and they help the action progress. He is running. He is progressing, right? He's going to the door. In pictura, in the picture, est, it is meos canis. Milk duds, right? There he is. Pretty cute, huh? So I'm going to give you guys these lists. I'm not going to go over them, but here's some really common linking verbs. Our focus are on the verbs that are the form of the word to be. So there you go. Here are some common helping verbs as well. Remember, these are used with action verbs primarily to help the action progress. Again, I'm not going to go over these. Well, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great one. Walete.